Welcome back, everyone. Hello and welcome. Good to see everyone. It is day 5 of the 21 for 21. I'm Jennifer Britton, your host of this whole entire process, and of course, the author of PlanDoTrack, which really is what infused this notion of let's come together for some co-working. Let's come together to get some stuff done. It is day 5, which is all about make it visual. So I want to leave you first with a bit of an idea. You might see behind me a lot of drawings. So earlier today, I was part of some graphic facilitation work, really looking at how do you transvert some of your ideas into graphics. Many of you know me through my affinity with some icons. So I've got a bit of a chart here, a slide here that I want to share with you, because today's notion, whether you're working on program design, your business development, even communicating, visuals can speak 1,000 words, right? Visuals can speak 1,000 words. And I'd like to plant a little bit of a seed today to get you thinking about what could visuals do for amplifying your message as you think about whatever you're going out into the world to communicate or build or create with others. How could visuals add another layer? So what I got here on the screen are some of the remote pathways icons. This is part of a table map. It's a product that I'm working on right now that'll be available this spring, but it's something that we can use as facilitators to really bring people into a space. So I want to invite you to lean into your screen, and for the next minute, pick an icon. Pick an icon that jumps out at you. Pick an icon that might be of service to you today as you go about this work. And I'd like to give you a minute to actually draw your ideas down. So grab a piece of paper, grab your notebook, pick one of the icons, draw it down, and then give yourself the gift of a little bit of a story behind it. What is the story of that icon? We're going to take a minute and a half, 90 seconds, to draw it out, write it out, and we'll see what wisdom emerges. So enjoy. Pick an icon. And as we come into the space, just about 10 more seconds to wrap up with that last thought, that last idea. All right. So welcome. Whatever your day has looked like so far, here you are to focus on your ideas. what I love about groups is that we imprint each other, right? And a lot of our work in the 21 for 21 has been very focused on ourselves because it's your own individual project or product that you're working on today. What I'd love to do though is just bring a couple of voices into the room before we go to our sprint and get you to share the icon that you leaned into today. What was it? Was it the glasses? Was it the roadmap? Was it maybe the big calendar or the heart and the brain? These are all different sort of energies, all different experiences and perspectives that we can bring to a call. As coaches, as professionals, like the wisdom is really when we cultivate all of the learning in the room. So I'd love to just go around our room, maybe to have each person just quickly share what was the icon, because that can certainly infuse us. You'll notice that I've muted everyone just to have a bit of a quieter environment. So I'll invite you now to unmute yourself. We'll have a little bit of static on the line, but that's okay. And I'm going to just go across my screen. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to call a name. If we were in a group coaching process, we could take all day to mine these, but we'll just get you to name the icon and also indicate where it is on the map. So for me, I'll start us off. And the one that I chose is on the bottom row, second from the right. All the time clocks, right? It's almost like you go to an airport in the old days and you'd see all the times of the world. And so for me, it's actually about creating a pocket of time where 21 minutes can feel a lot longer than doing just 21 minutes. All right, so that's mine. Yan, you're up next. What is yours?
I have the first row, the second from the right, a big clock. And my story is don't dwell on it, make a decision, move forward, and use a timeline to force the discipline.
Nice. Thank you. Melissa D, you are next to Yan. What did you choose?
Mine is on the third row, and it's the fifth one from the left. It looks like two linking ovals.
Yeah.
And my story was that these two disparate beings have found each other and are linked but loosely. And so there's a lot of room for movement and freedom, but under stress, they have tremendous strength locking in together like a chain. And that's how I like to run my business. I love partnerships. So, and even with my clients, I love that kind of partnership where stress brings the strength out.
Love it. Thank you. On my screen, I can also see Vera. Hi, Vera. Which one are you choosing?
I did the second to last row, the fourth from the right, and I did a bit of a hybrid. I put a heart in the middle connected to other hearts. And it was just really focusing on remembering my why and my purpose, which is to build community, connecting others to inspiration and positive energy, and facilitating learning.
Fantastic. Thank you, Vera. Beside Vera, I have Elena. Hi, Elena. Over to you if you want to unmute your mic.
Yes. Ciao
Hello.
to everyone. I'm calling from Italy, and my choice is the seventh from the left side of the first row. And I am thinking about two heads and a light bulb, because I would like my group coaching get some ideas through interaction. This is very important for me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And interaction is so at the heart of what we do. If you've just joined us, lean in, pick an icon. We'll next go to Deborah Gray Young. Over to you, Deborah. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my icon is the second row and the second in from the left, the building blocks. And that represented for me building blocks of story, of my story, building blocks of anyone that's in that will be coming to my groups, the building blocks of their story, but also the building blocks of your why.
Ooh, your why. So important. So important. Thank you. Sherry Townsend, good morning to you. What did you pick?
I picked the third row, the very first icon on the right, which is an individual with a writing instrument. And I selected that because I'm focusing a lot on writing right now. And it symbolizes for me, and the story behind it is to bring joy into writing, whether it's the most mundane writing or the opportunity to do something very creative.
Fantastic. Are you focusing on writing today? Is that what you just said?
Well, I'm focusing on writing as an overall arching goal. That's not actually what I'm going to focus on for my 21 minutes today. I need to clear out some things so I can write.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sherry. And next to Sherry on my screen, I've got Julie. Hey, Julie, what did you pick today?
Good morning. I'm on the last row and the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth icon with the path of the vehicle. And really what that is drawing to me is we all have a life that we can choose to live, and we all have a path that we can choose, and we can continue going down the same path, or we can make the change in whatever direction we desire if something isn't going our way. And so we just have that opportunity to make those choices in life, whatever vehicle we choose.
Love it. Love it. Well, it looks like EPAC is in a car right now. We'll bring that vehicle in. EPAC, I guess we're on a small device, so it might be a little hard to see these. Can you zoom into one of the photos?
Yes, I can, and I attest to you that I'm at a safe place right now.
Good.
So this is super timely for me. There are many, but what stands out is the top row, 7th from the left, the silhouettes of heads and a light bulb. Like someone else also mentioned, this takes me to the group coaching engagement that I will kick off, and it highlights that they will be forming a learning community. Everyone's ideas will count. So I think it's a good symbol working with folks who may have limited English proficiency as well. So
Thank you for sharing. And what I love about, a tie in here with, it's about the visuals. One of the things we've been talking about, and you might have seen in the worksheets, is this notion of having a yearly theme, right? Like who else has an annual theme? I know every year I set an annual theme, a word, but you might also have an icon that represents your year as well. You could even do it every month or every quarter. So just a little something to think about. We've got a few more people and then we're going to jump into our sprints. Deb Secretary, over to you, Deb Secretary. Hello.
Oh, sorry, that's Deb Luxton. I didn't change my name.
Hey, Deb Luxton.
From another
what did
group.
You choose?
My icon is the top row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th from the left, which is the people sitting around the table. And I, like a couple others have already mentioned, it's about group coaching. And I'm so convicted because it's known for years. My passion, my heart is in small groups. I got lots of stories about that, but I am not putting enough out there in the availability. And I was working through some of PlanDoTrack this morning and my conviction went even higher, right? So yeah, so that is, I worked yesterday and that's what I'm going to work on today, finalizing. Yesterday I did an outline for a group. And so, yeah, that really hit home with me.
I love it. So conviction to action. I'll leave you with that inquiry right now, right? An inquiry you don't have to answer, but like, what will help you tip into the action piece? You've got the conviction, you're getting the plan, and then it's about getting into action. Thank you, Deb.
Right.
And with group coaching, right, we've got to keep putting it out there, right? It doesn't mean silence or lower registrations does not mean people aren't interested. It often means it's not the right time. So with that, I think, Marty, you're our last person.
Yep.
EPAC's back online. Over to you, Marty, before we step into our sprint.
Yep, the bullhorn in the second row, the 6th over from the left. It just fits in exactly with what the last person, Deb, said. Getting the word out. It's getting the word out. That's the whole thing.
Love it. Love it. Well, I hope you found that interesting. Again, today's anchoring theme is all about the visuals. You've got the 21 for 21 if you want. And just a reminder, like a couple of people have said, well, what's in the booster pack? So there's a daily worksheet that's separate. There's the recording. These calls are going in there as well. And starting this Friday for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be doing a special 30-minute call for those in the booster pack. That's going to be more of a Friday social, like get together, have some connection, conversation with each other. So if you're interested in picking that up, it's a little bit of an add-on. I want to get us into our work for today. So our work from today is whatever you have chosen, and we're going to take 21 minutes to now step into this. I've been at my device for too many hours today, whether I've been facilitating, drawing, talking. I'm actually going to step away. So I'm not going to be looking at chat for the next 21 minutes. When I come back, if anyone has chatted, I'll ask you to raise your hand and alert me to that at that point. But I'm going to drop into 21 minutes of silence. Enjoy this time. The counter will count down. At 21 minutes, you'll see me come back on the screen. So please feel free to take your camera off, take off your microphone again, and we'll see you in 21 minutes as you get stuff done, important stuff done. Enjoy. All right, everyone. That's about our time for today. Give or take a minute or two. What did you get done today? Let's have you put your video back on and share with us. I was on target for my usual sort of amount of pages. I'm once again editing. It's now day 5. I'm actually seeing the page number add up. It feels really good. Who else is feeling good after another day of sprints? Anyone else? Yeah? Melissa, Sherry? Sherry, what you were working on getting some stuff cleared out, right?
Yeah. I was able to complete some invitations for, and I'm hosting an international meeting next week, and I needed to do some detail work for that. And so I was able to get it done and get all the logistics finished up.
Ooh, that feels good, I'm sure. Yeah. What about you, Melissa? You put your hand up as well.
There, well, I just loved that visual at the beginning. I think that part of my brain just feeds everything else. So what I did was I was the one who had the links, and I looked at what links I want to have in my life. And the first one was this group of really inspiring women that I want to form as a, form into a group. And so I made a list of these different categories of women, and then why I chose them, what qualities they have that drew me to them. And, it's kind of an outline for a letter to send to them.
Ooh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And I love, Melissa, it sounds like almost every day you've gotten back to your journaling. Is that a correct assumption I'm making? Like, has journaling been
Yeah,
pretty key?
it is. And it's so funny. I went to a writing retreat at the beginning of the year, which was, good, but this has been so targeted and inspiring to me, this different kind of journaling right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really see on your faces how much you're enjoying these days. I'm enjoying facilitating them. Notice Deb's comments. Dang, that was fast. I got my outline finalized. I started on my weekly email verbiage. Elena's added, I looked for interesting quotes to motivate youngsters to see their future. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. So notice today in our theme of the why, right? I think there's an opportunity, if you haven't revisited your why as part of your annual startup, or maybe as part of your Q1 planning, revisit your why. And a couple conversations I've been in earlier this morning, we've been talking about the why, and it's such a foundational touchstone. So I hope maybe you'll add this icon idea to your map. It may not be from the map we use today, but it might be something else. I'm going to go to some more questions before we do wrap up. Jan's mentioning, I feel that maybe I need to pick a content design project for these 21 minutes daily versus just doing small chunks of random items. Well, invite Jan, maybe next week, or you could start it even now. Maybe try a week of actual working on the same project so that you can see some of that build. It takes time, right? But that's part of this whole notion of daily steps plus consistent action equals momentum. If we're doing it very dispersely, we may not see the traction, but with some tasks, it may be easier. So let's see what else we've got here. Deb, secretary. So that's Deb Luxton. Jennifer, how do you do the countdown screen on the screen? So it's not perfect. You might have noticed that when I stepped away today, I must have hit something, so it stopped. But that is, I actually went over to Fiverr and I had someone design this for me, because I found in a lot of the work that I do, whether it's a longer sprint like this, my design hack work, or I do like business planning design, where it's a lot of thinking, reflecting. I can set my timer, but sometimes it's just nice to have it seen by everyone, right? So think about it. Have you looked up to see the screen? I know if I'm a participant, I like to know how much time do I have left. That sort of allows me to ease in. So you can design, if you Google things like how to create a PowerPoint timer, you can find instructions on how to build one yourself in PowerPoint. Or like me, I typically go to Fiverr to find someone who can do it for, $5, $10, $15, because they're experts on that and I don't necessarily need to be. few more couple questions. So yeah, Deborah, I just identified a VA I want to work with on Fiverr. Absolutely. Fiverr is great. Upworks. I just found a VA on Upworks. That's amazing. She's really starting to help out. And yeah, Yan, notice Deborah. Let me know how you like the VA on Fiverr. I think a lot of professionals need VAs. And actually the VA I've hired runs an agency. So if you need some support, that might be another option. I've just started with one of my new VAs. And again, it's just, it's starting to work out well, but I always say you need to give it like a couple weeks, if not a couple months, just to see how the cycle goes. And Elena, thank you. Elena said, Jen, you are an explosion of ideas and tools. That is one of my superpowers, right? And again, it is a pleasure to be bringing this to you. I have to say, I get added value as well. And so it's right back at you, right? Which is part of what we do as group and team coaches. Like, I think there's as much satisfaction in the work that we do as the gifts that we give others. And so finding that balance, I think, is a really key part that we're all on a professional journey around. So with that, that is it for today. Again, theme of make it visual. Think about how visuals are influencing your day. Couple ideas. Today is Tuesday, so we're back tomorrow, Wednesday, at our normal time. I'm actually going to be running a 1-day virtual facilitation essentials tomorrow. So I'll be meeting you at my lunch break. But if anyone really wants to amplify their virtual facilitation and hasn't taken VFE yet, that I think is a program to definitely keep your eyes on. And I'll be continuing to offer it this year in 1-day formats and 5-week formats, as I will tomorrow. So expect a different energy as I come in tomorrow, because I'll have been talking virtual facilitation all day. As I said, another little bonus sort of like carrot for those that have signed up for the booster pack. I'll be doing that Friday afternoon social event at 3. I think our call on Friday is actually for 3 p.m. So just note, Friday is not 12 noon, because Friday I'll be with groups at 12 noon. Friday afternoon for this 21 for 21 is 3 p.m. And I will do the social event in another Zoom room right after this. So around 3:40, let's call it, for about half an hour. We'll go do a social event, help give you a chance to collaborate, meet each other, find some connections. And if you're still interested in getting the booster pack, it's at the lower price of $47 until the 7th, until the end of day of 7th. And you can go to standoutvirtually.com. I think that's the easiest place to go, standoutvirtually.com. Just click on the link for booster pack and I'll send you all the login. And with that, have a great week, everyone. Give us a thumb up, 2 thumbs up, or maybe even a heart today, whatever you'd like. So with that, thank you. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be well. Take care.